Hey guys, and welcome to Jay's Nest. I talk about flat cloth diapers all the time on my channel. I absolutely love flat cloth diapers, and I have a bunch of videos about why I love flat cloth diapers, how I use flat cloth diapers, and all that jazz. But I want to be realistic, and there are downsides to flat cloth diapers. So the very first downside to flat cloth diapers is the folding. You can't just throw this on your baby, because now it's a blanket. So there is folding with flat cloth diapers. And if you have a big family, if you work, or if you just don't have the energy to fold them, this can be very time consuming, especially if you are diapering multiple children, or even if you're just diapering one child and you just don't feel like folding your laundry basket full of flats. It kind of sucks. I'm finally to the point where I'm just not digging folding flats. I used to love it, especially when they were warm out of the dryer. I loved folding them warm out of the dryer, but now I'm kind of in a phase where I'm kind of like, not really crazy about folding them. I just fold them into a rectangle because that's simple. Fold that shit into a rectangle and don't overcomplicate it. Just bam. And there's no wrong way to fold into a rectangle. It could be lopsided, crooked, uneven. It doesn't really matter. A rectangle is a rectangle. Actually, Jess is Blessed just made a video reacting to an anti-cloth diapering blog post. I think that's what it is. I'll link that video down below. And the lady in that blog post talked about cloth diapering a newborn and having to fold her organic hemp cloth diapers around her child and how she hated it. And I just wanted to scream through the screen, fold that shit into a rectangle, girl. Fold it into a rectangle. I get it. Folding isn't for everybody, even folding into a rectangle. So that is a downside to flats, the folding. Not everybody is down for the folding. Some people would much prefer something like an all-in-one, and I don't blame them because it's time consuming. And I guess that's the next point, is that flats are time consuming because of all the dang folding you have to do. So if you're someone who doesn't have the time to fold, especially after your diaper laundry is done and you like to have all of your diapers just stored and put away and ready and folded, especially if you go to work and you have other caregivers or your significant other or family member or friend, they want to change your baby's diaper and you have to have your diapers pre-stuffed, whether pre-stuffed in a cover or pre-stuffed in a pocket diaper. That means that you have to fold all of those flats and stick them in all of the diapers. So it is very time consuming to do that. I usually don't do that. I usually just keep all of my diapers in a basket. I like to keep my diapers in a basket because your girl lazy and I don't have time. I don't have time to fold all the diapers for funsies like I did when I first started cloth diapering. You know, cloth diapering kind of wears on you after time. The next downside is that when you're washing these actually take up a lot of space. This is something that I haven't talked about on my channel, but I definitely need to mention more and throw in more. When you're cloth diapering and you just have an insert, so when you're cloth diapering and you're using pocket diapers or maybe even covers and you just have inserts, these don't take a lot of room in the washer while you're washing your diapers. But this takes up a lot of room in your washer. So that's something to consider because that does kind of mess with the agitation. And in order to get your diapers cleaned properly, you need proper agitation. You need the proper amount of water and detergent for whatever you're washing. And this just takes up a lot of room. So having 25 inserts might not take up a whole lot of room in my wash, but having 25 of these in my washer. So that's another thing to consider, is that when you're washing, especially when you're washing these are going to take up a lot more room in the washer. Another downside to these is that there's a learning curve. Even with the pad fold, you know, I'm always saying that the pad fold is easy. You know, just fold that shit into a rectangle. Yes, you can do that, but there is also a learning curve to that. There are so many other fancy folds that you can do. I enjoy some of the fancier folds. It's like freaking origami, you know, trying to learn these folds. And that takes practice, that takes time, and that takes skill. I mean, there's a learning curve. That looks horrible. Here's a sloppy, what? What just happened here? See, there's a learning curve. There's a learning curve to folding flats. And honestly, that's just not for everybody. The learning curve is pretty intimidating. So here's the origami fold. Their butts back here, their fronts up here. You wrap it around them. This is just not modern, you know? Sometimes when people come to cloth diapering, they want something that's just really modern. This is probably as modern as it gets. You know, you have the Velcro closure that's like a disposable, but it's also an all-in-one, so all the absorbency you need is already sewn into the diaper. And so going with this chunk of fabric that you have to like fold or pin around your child, there's just a learning curve to that. When you just use the pad fold like this and it's folded into a rectangle, sometimes when your baby poops, poop will get onto the cover, which means you can't reuse your covers, which could, not always, but it could mean that you would need to buy more covers, and some people just don't have that in their budget, and so if they're going to use flats, they have to wrap it around their children. When you wrap your flat or pre-fold around your baby like this and you pin it, you're less likely to get poop on the cover. Now, that's not guaranteed that you won't get poop on the cover. Just saying. You can absolutely get poop on the cover even if you wrap it like this, especially with like smaller babies when they have explosive poop. Man, sometimes that poop just is unforgiving and will just seep through things because it's just liquidy. It'll just kind of seep out the sides onto the cover. So sometimes you just can't avoid it. Sometimes poop is just not going to stay contained inside fabric like this. It will spill onto the cover. Okay, I'm editing this video and I realized I forgot a really important point when it comes to flat diapers, so I'm gonna add that point in right now. So when you fold flat cloth diapers into something outside of a pad fold, here is the origami fold, one of my personal favorite folds. I'll actually leave this fold down below. But when you have your diaper folded like this and you secure it on your baby, so here's the front of the diaper, here's the back of the diaper, you pull it up around your baby and you bring the wings over. Oh gosh, I love this fold. But when your diaper is like this on your baby and your baby poops, it is a big mess because you have to get poop off of everything. This and this and this, and your flat kind of falls apart as you're trying to like spray the diaper. And then you're like, oh my gosh, what just happened? Now there's poop in just random spots on your diaper. There's a little poop here, a little poop here, a little poop here, and you're just like, what the heck is going on? So that is another huge con when it comes to flat cloth diapers, is that when you have them folded around your children, it just makes for a really, really messy way to deal with the poop. And yeah, those are some of the downsides that I personally see when I look at flat cloth diapers. Even though I really enjoy them, I enjoy using them, and they make up most of my stash, they're not perfect. And in fact, I don't think anything is perfect. I've tried a bunch of different things on a few of my children, and throughout the years, there just hasn't been anything that has been consistently perfect, that just worked perfectly for all of them, because they all grew at different rates, they all had different body shapes, body sizes, they all needed different types of absorbency. So for that reason, I don't think there's anything in the cloth diapering world that is perfect. I don't think there's any diaper in the cloth diapering world that is perfect, and that's why I think it's important to share both the pros and the cons to cloth diapering, so people kind of get this huge overview. Because I feel like when I first started doing research into cloth diapering, people were talking about all the positive things about cloth diapering, why it's great, blah 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 blah. So that's the point of this series. It's to educate you and help you understand that there are pros and cons to each diapering system. There are pros and cons to wet bags, pros and cons to diaper covers and pre-folds and cotton and hemp and bamboo and microfiber, all-in-ones, pocket diapers, and we're going to tackle that in this series. This series is probably going to span 1 to 2 years. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that cloth diapering is perfect, because it's not. People run into issues. I've ran into issues. People quit cloth diapering because they thought it was just like perfect and rainbow glittery sparkle farts and angels coming down from the clouds singing hallelujah, and ain't none of that shit happens. So if we're gonna be realistic here, we're gonna share the downsides to cloth. And if you want to know some of the reasons why I love flat cloth diapers, I'll leave all of those video resources down below so you can see why I love these bad boys. And yeah, that's it for today's video. If you enjoy the series, let me know with a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Both are great for my YouTube analytics, however the fuck you say that word. And liking my videos is a free way you can help your girl out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
Now it's so long ago.